everyone, this is Rebecca with Red True Crime, doing a special update type rebroadcast. So I did a live a couple nights ago. Apparently the volume was crap, so I apologize for that. So I'm going to redo this now. So what I had talked about a few nights ago was that one of the 5 women that went missing in Winston had been found alive. Her name's Emery Tucker. She has been recovered. Now, the police are saying in Winston that the other 3 minors that are missing are classified as runaways, and that the one woman who's 33 years old left of her own accord. They also made a claim that trafficking is not even an option in being considered in this, which I think that's premature for them to say that. There are multiple cases across the country where you have habitual runaways, especially in minors, that yes, they've run away in the past and they get recovered, however, one of those times they go missing, they end up being trafficked, and it has been proven. So I don't know how they can sit there and say that trafficking is not involved when they can't prove it. So that's my thought on that. But at least one has been found. She is alive. She is home. So there's that. Yesterday was November 14th. I did say that I was probably not going to be able to get on here and do a live on that day because a couple different things going on. It was the 24th anniversary of my wedding to my late husband. It was my daughter was having surgery, orthopedic surgery. It was pretty intense. That happened yesterday. And I've been exhausted all week. I'm exhausted today because she had hip surgery, and she's young, and probably like, what on earth, what young person is having hip surgery? And my kid, because a couple things. She has a deformity in her hip bone, which we did not know was there, and it caused an impingement, and it was causing basically the bone had grown weird. It was like just shredding muscle in her hip. And then we were in a car accident. She and I were in a very bad car accident, May of 2023, got T-boned. And it tore that muscle even more. So between the deformity and that accident, it just really jacked her up. And so we're hoping that this surgery fixes it, but she may have another one down the road. So anyway, I'm really tired. But off of that, the 14th, I made a commitment that on the 14th of every month, I would do a video on Marissa and talk about Marissa. So if anybody's on here, can you please tell me if you can hear me before I talk any further? Because just send me a message. Yes, we hear you. All is well. Because I don't want to go through this again and find out that you guys can't hear me. So can anybody hear me? Just let me know if you can hear me, and I'll keep talking. Talking. Okay. Yes, thank you. Okay, awesome. So, like I said before, the 14th of the month, I'm always going to do something about Marissa Carmichael because that's when she went missing, was on the 14th of the month. And since she was the first case I ever covered, I think I owe that to her and her family. So, as it stands now, there's not been any update on Marissa. No, actually, take that back. Looks like the family has gotten together and raised $3,500 as a reward to, if she is found, the person gets this money. So that's, they're still trying, and then, they're still putting her name out there. But the idea is a lot of these people are convinced that she's being held against her will somewhere. I don't believe that's the case. The police don't believe that's the case. When I actually had that conversation with Detective Denny back in April, he said there is no proof that she's being trafficked, but there is no proof that she's not either. But he did not, in his professional opinion, he did not believe that was what was happening with her. So we are still trying to find out if those skeletal remains that were found on Alamance Church Road, which was 10 minutes away from the Exxon where she was last seen, if those are her. There's not been any update on that. So yeah, she has 5 children. The holidays are coming. She, her birthday has come and passed, and we still don't know where she is. She has a lawsuit pending against her from a car accident that she caused back in 2021. She still also has 2 bench warrants out for her arrest, one for assault and one for marijuana. But, she's not going to court, so, she's still missing. Or, some people say she ran off. I don't know. I don't think that's really the case, because it takes a lot to run off. And she didn't have the means to do that. So, in all the previous videos I've done, I've shown you the areas where she was that night. I've traced her footsteps. And if you want my opinion, again, this is my opinion, I think the father of her youngest 4 kids is involved. That's my opinion. But it's a shame that nothing else is happening. I don't think Greensboro PD is still looking for her. Or they're not putting as much energy into it, because we have too many cases of when you go into the missing person in NamUs, you're seeing where they're just putting in a generic address, and it's like, okay, you guys are not even trying to do anything. So there's that. Now here's the other thing that's popped up. Jay Daniels, or Jerome Zanzibar Felipe, is popping up and harassing the heck out of me. Now, granted, I have been talking about him because he's putting out false information, incorrect information. And for those of you who don't know who the heck he is a retired NYPD police officer. He was never a detective. He also was a former Marine. He has gone out of his way to insert himself into missing people cases. He claims to be a private investigator. I've not found any evidence of that being true. He claims to be the director of the North Carolina Missing Person Foundation. Never registered with the state of North Carolina. No charity, no foundation, none of that's been registered. So he's lying there. He's also now saying he's going to sue me because I keep bringing up his name, and that's fine. You can sue me. Good luck proving that I've libeled you or something, because everything I'm talking about is proven, you jackass. Yeah, he did a live about me yesterday, throwing my name out there, saying I was fired from a news job. I've never worked for the news, so yeah. But he's saying that I got fired, and that's why I'm doing my podcast. And it's like, okay, 1, I've never worked in the media. Ever. 2, let's see, the last news job I had, and wasn't even really a job, I did some work for the college newspaper of where I went, which is Northern Kentucky University, and that was back in 1995. So about 30 years ago. So there's my experience right there. So yeah, I've never worked for a news station. I've never been a quote-unquote journalist. I mean, I don't even call myself a journalist. But there's that. But he says I'm a joke. He says that I'm selfish because I won't work with him to help find people. Why would I work with him? Everything he has, I've given him in information. He's not doing any work himself. He also said I need to go get a job. I do have a job. I have a day job. I love my day job. I am a historical document preservationist for a private company. That's what I do. That is my Monday through Friday job. That's what I do. So I have a real job. And he says what little money I make from this podcast. Guess what, dude? I make no money from this podcast. You know why? Because it's not about the damn money. It's about putting information out there. It's about getting the names out there. It's about having people open their eyes and look at what the heck is going on around them. That's what it's about. We got a ton of missing people from this area. Way more than what we should. And yet nothing's being done about it. But he seems to think because I'm not working with him, I'm making the problem worse. And make that make sense. So while I'm on here, I do want to say that tomorrow I'm going to be doing a very special live with a special guest. And I'm not sure what page it's going to be coming from. So once I know that information, I will post it. And it's going to be sometime in like late afternoon, early evening. And we're going to discuss Jay Daniels at length because this guy is unbelievable. Also with him, he was also arrested at the U.S. Capitol with a lot of ammunition and a BB gun and a fake Interpol badge. He also said, how dare I say it's fake? He showed a picture of it, and I showed a website where you can get the same exact badge with the same badge number. He is showing around saying it's his Interpol badge. You can get that for $33. So, I don't know. He likes to post. He likes to send me messages via Messenger. Like, hey, come to the Marine birthday bash with me. And he sends me a picture of a Marine uniform. And if you click it, it's a Facebook Marketplace ad of somebody selling a Marine uniform, dress uniform. And it's not even under his name. Yeah, this guy is weird. He's so weird. And, okay, dude, you're not a character. You're a complete lunatic. So I'll leave it at that. But, yeah, I'm exhausted. My kid's getting better. Marissa's still missing. T.K. Burton is found. We still don't know why his best friend killed him. And Tiger Burton, the groom that was killed at his wedding reception. We still don't know who did that to him. None of this makes sense. How do you walk into a reception, gun somebody down, and nobody recognizes you? I have no idea. It's just crazy. So, any questions from anybody? I'm glad to answer them, or, thoughts on anything I've spoken about, because some days it's hard to get on here and talk about these things. It really is. Because when you start looking at crime like I do to do these little talks, it is a bit disheartening. Like how much, because the reality of what's going on around you is very disheartening. So, okay, well, anyway, so tomorrow I will post on my regular Facebook page where the live is and where it's coming from and what we're going to be talking about. Hey, Kayla, I see you. But, yeah, Jay Daniels is a joke. Just know that. He's a joke. If he messages you, do not respond. Because he's certifiable. I mean, I've got my kids begging me to even stop talking about him, not even acknowledge him, because of how much he is coming after me. And they're concerned. They're concerned he's going to show up at the front door and shoot me or something. It's crazy. So, yeah, Kayla, you know, I mean, yeah, go ahead and run it back. You're going to be like, oh, we've already talked about this. But just to be clear, Jay Daniels or Jerome Z. Felipe, I have checked him out. He owns no property in, let's see, Michigan, New York, Hawaii, or North Carolina. He owns no property there. He is director of no foundations in the same states. He has registered nothing with the Secretary of State in any of these states. So I don't know how he's not a legit business. He can claim he has a business. Let me say this. He can say he has a business all day long. Anybody can. But it's not registered. Simple as that. It's not. My podcast, this thing I'm doing here, Red True Crime, is actually legitimately registered with the state of North Carolina. So you can go to the business lookup for the state of North Carolina and type in Red True Crime. And boom, it'll pop up everything that I have. I'm completely registered. I am legit. I'm a real person. So, I'm a real business that I'm trying to build from here. But no, for me, it's not about the money. It's about getting the information out there. It's about bringing awareness to an ongoing problem that's not just here in North Carolina. It's in Florida. It's in New York. It's in Chicago, California. Every state in the United States, we have missing people. And the marginalized, the people of ethnicity, women, go missing more and get investigated less. And that is a darn shame, and it should change. I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Because, I mean, I'm hearing cases where there's a case that happened here not too long ago. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to do a video on it, but just to bring it up, Mary Collins, she's out of Charlotte. This only happened a few years ago. She was somebody who had some neurological issues. She was very special. She was an adult, and she had dated this guy in high school, and they remained friends. And then he dated another girl, and this other girl had just an issue with this girl, with Mary, for whatever reason. Well, they end up killing her. Like, she goes over to their house to hang out during COVID. They killed her. They stuffed her in a mattress. Okay. This girl lived with her grandmother, and her grandmother was freaking out. And she called Mecklenburg PD, and they're like, well, she's an adult. Why do you care? Went over to the apartment where she was supposed to be, banging on the door. Cops would not help. Everything the cops should have done, they did not do. Like, look at the video footage. Look at this. Look at that. Didn't do it. I mean, granted, I don't think they could have prevented her from dying, because, I mean, they pretty much killed her and that was it. But they could have been better about investigating, because this went on way too long. That family was in agony, and Mecklenburg PD did nothing of what they were supposed to do. And that seems to be an ongoing issue. Atlanta has that problem. Chicago, Greensboro, High Point, nobody wants to investigate and do anything. And they keep saying, we just don't have the manpower, we don't have the hours, we don't have the budget. That's bull. And you sit there and wonder why people keep saying defund the police. We don't need to defund the police, but we need better police. We need better oversight. And I can't harp on this long enough. I really can't. But, like I said, go back and look at Jay Daniels' profile on Facebook. He did a almost 4 minute live just about little old me. Complaining about me, saying he's going to sue me. And he sent me some messages saying he was going to sue me if I brought his name up. So I've brought his name up like 6 times now in this little live. So, I'm sure I've got paperwork coming my way. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, nothing is proven. He is not registered anywhere. So he's not legit. That's all I got on that. And I wish we could get some information on Marissa. I wish we could find out who those remains belong to. Because unfortunately, when you're doing DNA with skeletal remains, that takes a lot of time for that. It could be months before that information comes back. And it's been a few weeks. I mean, it's been about a month. So hopefully, there'll be an answer on that, whether it's her or not. But I did hear from a little birdie that's close to the family that basically said that Sarah is 100% certain that that is not Marissa. Marissa, she knows for a fact Marissa's not there. Was not there at the Elements Church property. And I'm like, okay, if you're like, she's not there, then you know where she is. So why are we trying to raise money to give a reward to get, to find Marissa if you already know where she is? Just a thought. But anyway, I'm going to hop off here because it's late and I'm very tired. And I'm sure I'm going to have a person on crutches banging on my door wanting me to help them with something at some point. So, go to my YouTube channel and see my videos there. I'm really tired. And I'm going to just say this: be weird, be rude, be safe. And you all have a great night and a great weekend. And tune in tomorrow because, like I said, I'm doing a special live. I'm not sure which page it's going to be on. And I'm not sure what time. I know I was told between 5 and 6, but, as soon as I know that, I will post that. And you guys can tune in on that because it's going to be interesting. And we're going to try and get Jay Daniels on there to join in and have a good debate and see how that turns out. But, yeah, so good night. Have a great night. And Red True Crime, Rebecca, I'm out. See ya.